Is 53 now, and I think I read the high 67 today. Oh my goodness, is that gonna be some kind of beautiful? The sun is feeling pretty warm and just a wee gentle cool breeze right now. Just absolutely perfect weather to be outside, starting with my yard chores, but not yet. Hopefully the rain does not move in this weekend and I can continue on with what I've already planned to do for the weekend, and that was pressure spray the upper patio, the lower patio, and then I'm just going to start off with those two projects because those do take me some time. Ken usually does the driveway for me, and then I do the back patios, and I keep both porches. I just use a hose pipe on the bedroom side covered porch, and on the what I call the kitchen side covered porch, I keep those up with just a hose pipe and my Dawn and my water. But I use Dawn dishwashing liquid, white vinegar, and a little bit of jet dry in that mixture to do the windows. So that's what I'm looking to do this weekend. And then if I have time, I will do both upper porches as well as these back windows while I have the hose pipe out and all the solution and the proper tools to do that job. Might as well get as much as I can possibly get done, being that I have all the items out. That's the hardest part for me, that I feel like, is getting all the proper items out and then cleaning them up to put away. I don't mind the actual labor part of it, and a lot of times when I do the indoor painting, Ken will do the actual cleaning up of some of the brushes for me because he knows that I just don't like to do that part, so he usually helps out. He's like, if you're going to do the painting and the cutting in and all that goes with doing painting interior and even exterior, like the kids' swing set, it's probably due to get a fresh coat of paint on it, and our little bridge there that crosses the creek to get to the other side for walking and running. That's definitely going to have to be pressure sprayed this year. So in today's video, I am going to be doing the floors and these back, the inside, the interior kitchen windows. And I may even go ahead and do the dusting of the blinds before I do the windows. It wouldn't hurt if I go ahead and do the windows and then do the blinds afterwards. That wouldn't hurt. But it is going to kick up some dust in the house, cleaning the blinds. And our window trim definitely needs a fresh coat of paint, and I didn't get to it this year, being that I was going through the treatments, because I usually do that during the cold months because I'm already inside. But we're going to have some days that I can't be outside, rainy days, or when we hit just those wee bits of cold snaps. Even though it's not spring or summer yet, we will hit days that we will have a cold day that I can just already have the white paint and I already have the tools to do it, so I could just break it out on one of those days that I don't already have a day planned with other things to do. And it won't take me no time once I have the tools out and everything set up and ready. Got a fresh batch of flowers. I love fresh flowers. And one of them in here was actually a hydrangea. Where did it go? Right there. That's the hydrangea. That one right there. Just not colored yet because it was picked silly. Admired the fresh flowers long enough. Time to get to work. Out the Papa Bear for this job instead of just my step stool. And I do have a smaller ladder, but I just went ahead and pulled this big one out. And I didn't know this for several times that I washed the windows from the outside. So I quickly learned that the water comes in if these windows are not locked down tight. You have to push the top one up and push the bottom one down, because both of them will tilt in to clean. But I just like doing them from the outside. So I have to make sure that's done so there's no water coming in when I'm cleaning the outside of the windows. So yes, they do need to be painted, and I had almost thought about I could wash them today and go ahead and paint the window sills. And then I think, but I don't have to change clothes again and then change clothes again after I paint. So for today, we are just gonna wash the window sills down and around the windows and do the glass from the inside. Just use pine salt and water, warm, hot water, whatever your hands can handle. And I wear gloves, so I could handle some pretty hot water in there as long as I have the gloves on. So that's what I'm going to use to clean the window sills with, and then around the windows. And when I do clean the inside of the glass here, when I put the first spray of glass cleaner on the glass, I will use the towel and just give it a good scrubbing down, and then I'll clean all that off, and then I spray the windows again, and I do finish it off with paper towels. It just gives a better look for me. I do believe it is a 2 cups of coffee kind of day, which is not really coffee, it's a cappuccino. And you're probably thinking, but don't you have a bigger Keurig that has the water reservoir on it? I do. It sits here in the dining room. I use that for like the real coffees, coffee grounds in the pods. And then I like to use this one for the powdered drinks, because it seems like I've had to replace that one in there because it just kept messing up, and I thought it was the powder maybe clogging it up. Let's keep this one for when we're having like the hot chocolates, or even apple cider, anything that's would be strictly a powder inside of the little cups. I use this for it. Hey, have you all seen a picture of that dog that looks like a human? Or I think they're calling the dog with a human face. Have you all seen that? I actually saw the picture first, and I didn't realize that that's what they were talking about. I'm like, that dog looks like it has a face, and then sure enough, that's what it is, what they're calling it. The dog that has a face of a human, or the dog that looks like it has a human face. If you've not seen that, again, Google that and take a look at that and tell me what you think about it. I thought it was pretty cool. So y'all, what I'm doing, change of plans. Instead of like cleaning the window trim and all at one time, and then starting back, getting it all done, and you get the last windows done, and then you have to go back and then do the glass. I'm just gonna go ahead and complete one window completely. The window trim, the cleaning of the glass, the 2 times that I do, I clean it the first time and I just use a thick hand towel. This one right here. I'll spray the glass and then I will clean it, and then I'll spray the glass a second time, and then I'll use the paper towel, and that will be my last cleaning. So that's what I'm doing, and this window is already done, and I'm gonna keep the blinds up for right now until I get completely done. I know that I love to share YouTubers that I follow and I feel like support. This is Away Girl, Miss Beautiful Amy. If you've not checked her out, be sure to hop over and check her out. Away Girl, her name's Amy. She's just absolutely adorable. I mean, you can't help but just love her.
I just absolutely love this weather.
Can y'all see it? The first lizard of the year, and I thought that was a hawk that was flying over it, because that's usually what happens. A hawk will come down and snatch them up. Ooh, I'm definitely not gonna be getting to the floors today. Maybe that will be Friday's work. So I think that's gonna be a wrap for the windows and the window trim. And all I need to do is vacuum the floor here, put the chairs back, and then start putting my ladder away and the rags that I cleaned with. And this time I just used, I think it's pine sol, but I'll show it to you so I will know definitely what I'm talking about. But it is tinted green, but that water is still some kind of nasty. But why is it just a certain smell will make or you think it makes the area even cleaner? I really do think that there are some smells that we associate with feeling sick. If you smell it, you automatically, or you all of a sudden start thinking, ooh, I don't feel so well. And you don't realize that smell is actually triggering when you didn't feel well, or maybe when you were in school and one of your classmates had gotten sick, and then when the custodian comes in to do the cleanup, they clean up with a certain scent that will either bring back a negative memory. You smell something that maybe one of your grandparents or your mom had cleaned with, and when you smell it, you just automatically start thinking back on when she had cleaned and you came home from school, or you came into the house and you knew that your mama had been cleaning because you smell that smell. And then maybe you use scents that kind of take you back to those times or remind you of those times, but it is clean. And that's as far as I'm going today, other than I'm vacuuming this floor up, this rug up real well, putting everything back where it belongs, and the floors will be for another day and another time. I'm seriously considering us rolling up the rugs in the house until Sophie is completely trained, house trained. In the past, all my dogs, they trained definitely less than 2 weeks, some 1 week, and some just within a couple of days. It's work, but it's so worth it to stay on top of it. Don't know about Sophie. She may be a whole nother ball game. She may be just totally opposite of all of the other dogs that I've had in the past. Ta-da! And just like that, it's done. And that's a lot. Okay, as I said, I run out of time to do the floors today, but that's okay. Maybe that's what I'll focus on tomorrow, doing the floors here in the kitchen. I went ahead and cleaned around the floors back there under the windows, but I don't think that counts. And I did not clean the blinds, so I did not wipe those down. So it would be still to do the blinds with my blind tool and the floors just here in the kitchen. And I think I will be close to calling it done, other than painting the trim, and that's not going to happen anytime soon that I know of. So I'm thinking that I told you all I cleaned the window trim and the window sills with Pine Sol. It's actually Lysol. It's the Lysol I like to use. And this is called the Cool Adirondack Air Scent. And if you don't like pine scent, you probably will not like this scent. But I really like pine scent in my waxes, like to do in the bathroom, or even for Christmas, like a Christmas tree pine scent. And I think I like, the other one's an orange bottle. You may know what I'm talking about. I'm not sure what scent it's called. It may be something orange. But I've really liked using this one. And I do dilute it, of course. And I just pour it in there till I think I have enough, and then I just top it off with hot water. So that is a wrap for this Thursday, which is your Friday. I'm pretty pleased with what all I've been able to get done this week. I still need to do the floors, the blinds, and the appliances. But I have a feeling our appliance man is going to be here, like I said earlier, sooner than later. And it really doesn't do any good for me to do the outside of the appliances when he's coming, because he has to handle them and they get a lot of fingerprints on them, and then I have to clean them after he leaves. And I was able to get the refrigerator cleaned out this week and 2 ovens cleaned. So that's a wrap for today. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me. And when I do these recordings, I record a whole lot more than I share, or you all would be hanging out with me. I used to think it was 45 minutes, but it would actually be a little over an hour. And I'm pretty sure you all do not want to hang out that long. I think the flowers are looking mighty pretty. And I love it when things bloom or in full bloom back here, because when you walk through the house and the windows open like this, those trees, poplar trees, I know a lot of people do not like poplar trees, but they seem to be the first to bloom and the last to let go of their leaves. But if you have allergies to them, you're probably like, oh no, I can't stand them. I've actually had one tree man say, not to these, that's some poplars we had at another house. He actually said, because he was looking at some of our trees, and they were becoming diseased, and so we were gonna have to take them down. He said, if this was my yard, those poplar trees, I would cut them down. But I do like poplar trees. I know they're kind of, they're not very forgiving. They split easy. We've had 2 so far to split here. We were gone camping last spring or summer, and the one down there where the cottage used to sit, it had a huge piece coming off of it. It split while we were gone during the storm. And another storm down by the swing set there's a poplar behind the tree that's next to the swing set. There's another poplar, and it split and took a good piece out of it. But it seems to be blooming back mighty pretty. And I've been told not to let them go more than 2 trunks out. And we do have some that we're gonna need to trim off this year. Several of the pretty thick branches we're gonna need to take off. But that will take a chainsaw. So that's it for today. I did do the window trims, and I did do all the glass on the inside. I did not do that very top piece of glass. If I stand up that high on the ladder, I'd prefer Ken to be here. And this weekend I'll do the exterior on the back of the house. Windows. And about these windows and being opened, and once everything's completely bloomed, late spring, early summer, when you walk through the house, these windows, they actually remind me of the outdoor. Looks like a landscaping portrait picture, and then it's like the windows are the frames to the picture. That's what it reminds me of, and that's why I like to keep all this open back here. And sometimes I will raise the blinds up and have it completely open. We've got lights in the gazebo out there that I think we forgot to turn on this past Christmas 2017, but he likes to get those plugged up for me in the spring and summer months, and it's really pretty. They're icicle lights that hang down inside of the gazebo there, that metal gazebo. And it's pretty in the spring and summer. We've actually got a chandelier out in it that you put candles in. It needs to be spray painted so bad, and every time we think about it, we think, why did we not paint that during the fall or late summer when the leaves are not as important to us showing off, or even when there are no leaves on the tree, because we're gonna spray it, not with a spray can, but with a sprayer, a paint sprayer. And I don't want the leaves to be sprayed white. So really this would be a good time to do it while they have those white blooms on them. That'd be a real good time. So maybe you could do something like that this weekend while I'm cleaning the patios, pressure spraying the patios. We already have the paint. Well, this gal is tired. I'm ready to start thinking about closing up shop and preparing for the evening. Go into my slow down mode, getting ready for my relaxed mode. So I want to say thank you for hanging out with me today while I did the window trim and the windows. I would also like to say, if you've not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to be notified when I upload videos, be sure to hit that bell there. And if you don't mind, hit that like button and leave me a comment in the comment section below. What might be your spring project you are either in the midst of or that you are getting ready to tackle yourself? So that's a wrap, and this is where I'm going to say, until we meet again, you all take good care, and bye-bye.